My name is Tumber, and I'm the cybersecurity consultancy team lead. So meningitis is the inflammation of the membranes around the brain and the spinal cord. And generally there were two types of meningitis, bacterial and viral. Viral is more common. And I had bacterial meningitis, which can be life-threatening. June 2010 is when I encountered meningitis, and one day I was fine, and then the next day I went to work. I had a headache, slight headache. It got worse over time, and I remember thinking to myself, I want to go to the gym tonight, so I need to get rid of this headache. So I then took paracetamol, and as the day went by, it got worse. I still went to the gym anyway, and then the headache got far worse from there because of the pressure going to my head whilst pushing weights. On the bus home, I was in so much pain, I thought to myself, maybe this is what people call a migraine. So I thought, do you know what, when I get home, I'll have some Nurofen, I'll try to get good night's sleep, and I'll be fine in the morning. I took the Nurofen, and the next morning, my headache was still there. And that's when I knew there was a problem. Sorry. When I woke up the next day, the headache was still there. That's when I said to my parents, something's wrong, and we should go to the GP. I sat down, and shortly after he shone a light in my eyes, and it's from my reaction to the light that he then straight away phoned for the ambulance. And an ambulance came, and I was then rushed to hospital. The hospital conducted a brain scan, and that day for me, the first day for me in hospital, is a blur, to be honest. I remember being in and out of consciousness. I didn't know what was happening to me at the time, and I was so weak. So at that time in my life, I was super fit. I was boxing regularly, I was going to the gym, I had a six-pack and everything, so I was super strong. And yet, on that day, I barely had enough strength to speak. And when I did speak, it would require so much effort. From the weakness that I had, and then a meeting I had with one of the consultants, I believe, who then told me I had meningitis. And from the looks from my parents and my brother, I could feel that something big was going on. Even though at the time I didn't quite know even what meningitis was. Again, that day was a blur. But I remember waking up the following morning, and one of the nurses came in to see me. And her words were, "You've made gallops of recovery. We thought you wasn't going to make it." Since leaving, or since being discharged from the hospital, once I recovered, for a time I was angry, for a time I was upset with myself. And then I started to make changes in my life going forward, starting with my thought process, my perception of life. And I kept in mind what I told myself in the hospital about the two most important things in life, love and helping others. From my encounter with meningitis, I was one of the lucky ones. But there has been a change. After meningitis, I've now written and published around 40 articles, which have been published in various publications. And I ended up breaking a world record for writing the world's longest love poem in 2017. I don't understand how that works, but I did it, and it was published in mainstream media. I've been trying to help people within the cybersecurity industry. I've been a mentor to university students for many years now at the University of Westminster. I'm also on the board at Westminster. When I was in the hospital, I had to Google what meningitis was, because I didn't fully understand it. So there definitely does need to be more awareness around it. I've been able to create a fundraising page through Sky Cares, and the money is for raising funds to help raise awareness about meningitis and also to help fund research through the UK's largest charity for meningitis, Meningitis Now, for which I am an ambassador. I have experienced meningitis and I can speak from the heart, and having gone through life post-meningitis and having undergone the changes which have been caused by meningitis, I know I can speak on the level to other people who have suffered from meningitis, and they can really trust what I'm saying because I've experienced it. And I aim to give them hope and to tell them, look, although you've suffered from meningitis, your life can be okay going forward. You can still achieve what you wanted to achieve. And that is me helping my fellow man. I said earlier, the two most important things in life are love and helping others, and this is helping others.